Srila Prabhupada, I don't even know where to start to speak about him. This is a personality who has literally made the impossible happen. He started at the age of 70 and literally in 12 years spread a worldwide movement, the fastest growing religious movement in the entire world, in history of mankind, the Hare Krsna movement, which he started from a storefront in 1965 in New York City and spread it to 108 countries with 100+ centers and schools and restaurants and places of education and worship. He translated more than 70 books, and they are right now around 600 million, that is more than half a billion in circulation all over the world. And these books are not sold in stores. They're given to people in exchange for donation. These are spiritual books. We don't sell knowledge, but of course we have to support the printing. Srila Prabhupada was an exemplar. With his example, he taught the hippies how to be happy. At that time in the 60s, when the alternative culture was there and people were trying to find spirituality through drugs and hallucinogens, and they rejected anybody above 25, here was Srila Prabhupada, a grand old man at 70 years old, who gave them a new way, away from the distractions and destructive things in life that ruin people's life, that's drugs. He gave them spirituality. He taught them how to stay high forever. And he met world leaders. He spoke and he taught every day. He trained people with his own hands. He had 3 heart attacks, didn't care, kept on going. Srila Prabhupada is an example of what determination is. He's an example of what perseverance is. He's an example what faith in God looks like. Just by watching Srila Prabhupada, people learned scriptures because he embodies it in every cell of his body. And Srila Prabhupada has left this planet more than 40 years ago. And till date, our generation, that we have never seen Prabhupada face to face, we still feel the repercussions of his activities. If today people are talking about yoga and vegetarianism and veganism and protecting animals, where was this before the 60s? If it is prevalent in mainstream society and we see celebrities, supporting environmental causes, it all started with Srila Prabhupada pushing it forward. A culture of compassion, a culture of respect for all, not just human beings. A culture of spiritual enlivenment. A culture that is based on knowledge that is practical, not rituals, but spiritual. A culture that sees man and woman equally, blacks and whites equally, and we can all work as brothers and sisters for one sole purpose. That is true unity in diversity. If you come to an ISKCON temple, whether it's in Chicago or whether it's someplace in India, you will see multicultural, multinational people represented. That is true unity in diversity. That is the real United Nations. We have United Nations for a very long time, and all glories to all the people who are supporting and trying to unify the world. But the basis, when it becomes spirituality, Srila Prabhupada has proved it through the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, that when the basis is spirituality, it unifies us from all angles, because that's who we really are. We are not this body, we are spiritual beings. We are same, we are equal, we are equally divine, we are equally glorious. We are all sparks of the supreme divine being, Krishna. That's what Srila Prabhupada has taught us. Very simple message, very simply spoken. A few books, his own example, and a society, a culture that stands on 3 basic things: amazing food, philosophy, and lots of singing and dancing. How much more fun could spirituality be? People think about spirituality as going to the church and following rules and maybe, you don't do this and you don't do that and you don't think this and you don't think that. But here in Krishna consciousness, we are inclusive more than exclusive. We are positive. We are into do's than not to do's. We don't look at what our faults are. We look at how glorious is God. And we focus our mind and attention on glorification of God through chanting His holy name. That's what Srila Prabhupada has taught us. A very simple, easy way. Eat wonderful vegetarian food that's offered to Krishna. Learn the philosophy so you know why you're doing what you're doing, what impact you're having on others. And enjoy the glories of spiritual ecstasy through chanting the holy name, singing it, and dancing in ecstasy. So thank you, Srila Prabhupada, for giving us a wonderful, wonderful life and transforming many more future generations who will be transformed by your great mercy and graciousness. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.